message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep, sticking it to him. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna benefit. Never been a threat.
Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dayes, at Nick Dayes 10 as you can find me. All things veterans minimum. Back in Sticky Paws and back with my dog. A lot of thigh on this episode, bro. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, I do gotta flex the calf too. Look at that calf, bro. Come on, man.
I'm just now getting back into I've been hooping.
Okay.
So it's been this is week 4 of hooping. So,
all right.
And then buying some weights for the house. I had to prove to myself I would hoop again.
There you go.
And so, I had like 5 threes last week in a game. So, we're getting there.
Give me a player comp.
Me?
I've told you I'm the white Paul Pierce, so you got to give me a player comp.
See, now I'm fat and old. There's no comparisons for me at this point.
Zebo.
I'm Boris Diaw is who I am. That's who I am right now. I am Boris Diaw on the Spurs.
Boris
Way
Diaw.
overweight, but it's like, why can't we stop him? I'm Boris Diaw. Younger. I was more like a Penny Hardaway type. Like I could score, but I like to pass. But if I had to take over, I had that button. I talk way too much trash.
I talk trash now,
For
bro.
someone that can't fight, you would think I have I either could fight, or I have the strap in the car. I have neither.
I wonder if it's a New York thing, bro, because I've always you've seen the Last Dance, right?
Yeah,
you know the
yeah.
part where he's swinging the baseball bat in the locker and he's like, it's easy to talk when you up.
You talk shit.
A real
when
man
you
talks trash when they're down or when it's a tie game.
Yeah.
Bro, that's been me like my whole life. My whole life. Like even the guys that do jiu-jitsu now,
Yeah.
like the dudes and some of the girls that are like brown belts and like high-level purple belts, black belts are like, bro, you don't stop yapping. I'm like, first of all, I'm a professional talker.
Yeah.
Like I am a professional conversationalist.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
in the Hinge bio. It's on the LinkedIn. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what I do. And they're like, bro, even like when you get here, I'll be like, you ain't shit, bro.
Quick.
You're only nice because you've been training longer than me. Like
That's
shit
it.
like that.
That's
Like,
it.
I want to tell you things to destroy you.
No.
I want you to remember this when you're driving home at dinner, mid-stroke.
Not mid-stroke.
Mid-stroke, I want you to be like, that motherfucker told me that I ain't shit. Like, that's what I want to do.
Listen.
And my favorite people are
Yeah.
the ones that, like, throw it back.
Yeah, oh
in
yeah.
my
Well,
direction, too.
no. See, I always know who you are or where you're at. If you cower, I've got you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna stop. Like, so this young kid at the gym. This is last week, right? He said something because he was like completely out of bounds. Did something, and I was like, "You're out of bounds. Like, stop. You're tripping." And he called me fat. Oh, I went to work. I was like, I will have your bitch in my house right now. Like, leave me alone. And I kept going, right? And so then he had the nerve to say I was at the Diddy party. And I was like, oh, I was at the Diddy party. I was there with your bitch like this. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody on the team they couldn't stop laughing. They couldn't stop laughing. So it was rough. But yeah, don't let me see that I have you. Because he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. It was bad. Like he was throwing up horrible shots. I was like, bro, you're trash. I'm horrible, trash, and fat, and I'm still better than you. How does that make you feel?
The girlfriend thing always like gets to people. That one is like a go-to. But like mine would be when we played football on Sundays, we would call it like reverse racism. We would be like, so my whole team was all white kids.
Yeah.
And we had like 2 black kids that played football with us. Shout out to Jerome and Solomon. So they would call us a hockey team. Like, yo, they're a hockey team, right? So like the things that we would do is like I played quarterback, so guys are lining up. It's 7-on-7 and shit. And my one friend, Finney's like our number 1 receiver. After like he'd do his thing, like score a touchdown or whatnot, I go to the back, he'd be like, you letting white boy cook you?
This can't happen. This can't happen.
It's rough, bro. It's rough. I was like, hey, man, I know your boys in the huddle is picking on you right now. Like, yo, you letting this white boy cook you right now? Like, yeah, that's my favorite shit, bro.
Hey, you know what? Look, no, look, listen. Honestly, it's the Larry Bird thing. As a person of color, like, you're upset until you're like, nah, that white boy cold. Like you, dude. And that's honestly probably one of the coolest things. Like as a white dude, like when a black dude's like, white boy cold.
Yo,
like,
yes. Give me something. Yo, 100%, bro. Dude, when I tell you, like, I've told this story before, but growing up in New York City, as a 5'10" white dude, we knew what our ceiling was, right? Like, you know, like, but like, yo, when the black kids would co-sign you in sports,
yeah.
That was your league.
You're
bro.
Floating.
That was your league. I was telling Cam and Mace this. I was like, bro, when the black kids would be like, yo, we want white boy on our team.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I will never know that feeling. That's
bro,
so
yo, it's the best.
So funny.
It's like, yo, white boy cold.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, yo, he's nice. That would be like,
yeah, hey, no, listen, because there's certain ones where it's like, no, we got him. Like he's over here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, bro. And again, like, I don't know, it probably is not just a city thing, but like in New York City, when like that was just that was the best compliment you could get, bro.
I'll say the funniest thing, and this is we can move on after this. The funniest thing growing up is like when you go out of your area and you're like the last pick, and they don't know that you're a problem. Oh, the look on people's face was like, how is he doing this? It's like, oh, y'all don't know who I am. Apparently, it's okay. It'll spread.
Yo, it happened so much in like football and basketball. Because soccer, there's a lot of like white dudes that are nice in soccer.
Oh, for sure.
Like, even like Spanish guys for the most part, unless they're like Colombian or Brazilian, got like the dark complexion to them. A lot of the Europeans, right? It's like it's not, but like, bro, in basketball and football, it'll be like, and especially when I was like heavy and I'm not in the best shape. I'm in a way better shape now than I was, but they'd see me throw a football, they'd be like, yo, don't let the belly fool you. The boy could sling. All right, I can sling.
Who's the fat quarterback that you guys used to have?
Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah,
R.I.P. bro.
Did he die?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he passed.
Don't start you killing people off again.
Nah, first of all, this is the first time I did this.
but no, what was his nickname? He had a fat boy nickname.
He passed away, bro.
He died.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Dang.
The hefty lefty.
Told you, I knew he had a nickname. I was like, there was a nickname there. Okay, he died.
Yeah.
Dang.
I want to say he is a Super Bowl champion, baby.
He was on that team, the 2011?
The 07 team.
He was on 07?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hefty lefty, bro. R.I.P. Jared Lorenzen.
Don't get a lot of Jared Lorenzen love on the show.
You know. But if I get a chance to reference that team that won a championship, I will.
You're always
I will. Yo, talking about championships, right? I mean, top tier segue, if you ask me.
Good job.
Let's get into the finals. As someone who's financially invested in the Dallas Mavericks, I am furious at game 2 because if you watch the Celtics all year and even in the playoffs, they had one of those
losable games,
but shout out to Kaz, real life Kaz on Twitter. It's one of my favorite content creators in the game. He put out this tweet and he was like, Jason Tatum is shooting tour date numbers. And it's like 4 of 18. You know, you look at the tour date and it's like
April 18th.
So it's like
funny.
So the reference that I made was the Celtics are shooting tour date numbers from 3. Bro, 6 of 30.
June 30th.
But yo, the Mavs in the first half, I think the Celtics were 3 of 15 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Mavs couldn't buy a bucket outside of Luka. And then they're up at halftime. And at halftime, I remember looking at the live betting odds and I was like, there ain't no way Dallas is winning this game. Because a game like that where you're shooting 3 of 15 and the last 3 that they made was within a minute of the second quarter ending. you should be up if you're Dallas by 15, right? Especially how the game is nowadays. Like the three ball is so volatile that's why you have so many 20-point wins in the playoffs. You just look at the box score, it's like, oh, they hit 23s. They hit 12.
Yeah.
There's your 20-point swing right there. But Dallas didn't do that. And the fact that they played way better in game 2 than they did game 1, I think it was a culture shock for a lot of those guys. I don't know what's happening to Kyrie. It seems like they're 0-12. Kyrie is since he stepped on the leprechaun when he left.
Really?
When he left to go to the Nets.
Yeah.
And he rubbed his feet over there. Yeah. The sage ain't help him.
Now he would clear those spirits out.
Yeah, the spirits ain't saving you, Kai. Luka's getting his.
Which is exactly what we all expect.
Right, but let me ask you this question. Watching the first 2 games, and I was talking to one of the guys that does Muay Thai at the gym, shouts to Dom. He's a Celtics fan, so we've been going at it like, I'm a Mavs better, not a Mavs fan.
Yeah.
But when my money is tied to someone, I become a fan.
All in. We're all in, baby.
I'm all in. But I was telling them, the way I'm seeing Boston play defense, yo, Luka, you want to get 30? You want to get 40? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Everybody else, clamps.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way?
1,000%. And I think, all of us have said Kyrie Irving was the key to the series. And the only way that he's going, that the Mavericks even have a chance is if he is moving in that air. Kyrie Irving has to have 30 points. He has to be averaging 30 a game. Like yesterday's game, Kyrie Irving had probably about 11 points the first quarter and a half and then went to sleep until like the end of the third, fourth quarter. Can't happen. Cannot happen. The only way that they're going to, on my show just got off the air, the rest of the players is funny because Dave, my co-host, was he's a Thunder fan, and so he was talking about, was like, now the Mavericks want to look like how they look the rest of the season. Like they've been playing out of their mind. They've been having an out of body experience for the last month and a half. Now they're finally coming back down to earth, and a lot of it is the rest of the others are playing like they usually would play. Kyrie Irving has to elevate. That's the only way they have a chance. If he doesn't, it's over.
I like that you mentioned the Thunder because one of the questions I wanted to ask you, give me your power rankings right now.
Okay.
Of the teams that are the angriest at these NBA finals because of how things have transpired, to your point about the Thunder, because I had Thunder notes here.
Okay.
Thunder, Nuggets, Wolves, Bucks.
I actually will put the Knicks in there. The Knicks are heated. And they have every right to be because they were the most injured team.
Yeah.
And they had a trip to the conference finals already ready to go. And then the whole team got hurt. They end up losing in 7. The Knicks deserve a seat at that table for sure.
Listen, as a Knicks fan, I appreciate you referencing them. I didn't have the Knicks on there.
Yeah.
I didn't have
they're on there. They're on there.
But the team
more so than the Bucks.
Nah, but like, yo, through 2 games, the MVP's been Drew.
Okay. Plus 26 in the series.
That, what he's doing on both sides, we've known how great of a defender he is, and then he could get you buckets too. But if you're the Bucks, you gave up him to get Dame, which you thought was a upgrade. And like, look, Dame is still awesome. Dame is all NBA caliber. We know what he could do. However, this first year in Milwaukee, he had a lot of shit off the court. He went, public divorce.
Yeah.
Public in the sense of like he referenced it a lot as being an issue for him.
And we knew about it.
And we knew about it, right? You go to a brand new city. It's kind of a city that if you didn't get drafted to, I don't know if you'd be.
We ain't running to Milwaukee.
Yeah, you're not. It ain't South Beach. It ain't the 305.
Shoot, Portland. At least you got Nike Town and Adidas and all that
Portland.
stuff.
But bro, Portland, you got drafted there.
Yeah,
you're young. You don't know any better. This is home.
Yeah.
When you start leaving and you're like, yo, I could go to LA, New York, I go to Miami. This is a little different.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You go from
Portland has good strip clubs too, I've heard.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying they're supposedly top tier in strip clubs.
Interesting.
Yeah, and just I mean,
I don't indulge in that life.
Do with that information what you will. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
I don't do that. I would say the team that should be the angriest is Denver.
1,000%.
Bro, Denver up 20, game 7, second half at home.
Ball game.
You match up so well against Boston. Match up so well against Dallas. You kind of fall asleep at the wheel. At home. High altitude. Guess that shit don't work now. That, to me, is the team that I would be the most angry. And the reason why I bring up this question is because what the Thunder were doing against Dallas was, Derrick Jones, PJ, will give you the open shots. But they shot like 51% from 3.
Yeah.
They can't buy a bucket now from 3. And then my biggest issue, and I'll never fucking understand why teams do this, bro. I don't care how good you are, because this one kid that I used to do content with Chat Sports. I don't know if I ever told you this. They're a digital media platform on YouTube.
You did.
Right?
Yeah, you did.
So their thing, and I'm super grateful to them because it was the first time that I was able to get an opportunity outside of the podcast for my own individual brand. I was covering the Knicks and the Giants. They specialize in, oh, you're a Commanders fan? Great. Josh Williams is our Commanders expert. So you talk about the Commanders. This one kid talks about the Mavs. I tweeted out, get fucking Kleber off the court. He responds to me, bro, I know you haven't been watching Mavericks games all year. He's great on defense. He's great from 3. And I'm like, you're right. I haven't been watching Mavericks games, but do you know what I see now? I see 0 for 4 from the field, 2 rebounds, 4 personal fouls, and anytime he's on the court, no one is closing out on him hitting a 3. They're like, bro, go ahead. You remember Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
She put her hands behind the back in the tournament.
Yeah,
I was like
yeah.
letting the girls shoot
Yeah.
or some gangster shit like that. That's what they're doing to Kleber.
He's with us.
Yeah, he's with us.
He's with us.
Bro, that's the best. That's a good insult.
Oh, I love. Oh, that's the go-to. That's it. He's with us.
Yeah, he's with us. He's with us.
He's checking self-check.
But bro, they're leaving him open and they're attacking him defensively. And it's like, yeah, dude, he's great against the Wizards. Sorry, they're the punching bag though. He's great against the Wizards on a Tuesday in January.
Not the Tuesday in January.
No, Tuesday in January against Washington, bro. Game 3.
We do not care about this game.
But bro, listen, man, and I get it. Luka looks like he has an ice pack here on his shoulder, his ribs, both his knees. He looks like a 40-year-old dude at the YMCA.
He looks like Ben Gay is on deck.
He's been going through it, and they're getting nothing from Kyrie, shooting tour dates, 7 of 18 from the field. Like we said about Jones and PJ, 1 for 8 from 3. But like, bro, I can't have you putting Dante Exum and Hardy and fucking Kleber.
Dante Exum is getting clock. Like that says everything you have to say.
And like, bro, it's the finals. I need the Thibodeau. We're playing 6.5 guys. If you get in foul trouble, you might have to come in for like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But come on, bro. You can't match their depth, the Celtics' depth. Because they could put out Pritchard. They could put out Hauser. They bring KP off the bench. Like, they have the depth to do Derek White.
Yeah.
Like, they have a second unit that the team doesn't collapse when they're in. But it's a big pet peeve of mine, bro. I hate it's many years ago, the Knicks played the Hawks in the playoffs.
Okay.
When they spit on Trae Young, it was that game.
Okay.
Frank Ntilikina.
Yep.
We've talked about this before. Frank Ntilikina played 0 minutes the whole game. 30 seconds left. Yo, Frank, you're in. You're guarding Trae Young on the biggest possession of the game. Got crossed over, cooked, layup, or whatever.
Why? How?
It is, I'll never understand it. We have the Euro Cup coming up. Last Euro Cup, the 3 dudes on England, the young kids, get substituted at like the 118th minute.
I remember.
And then they asked them cold turkey, yo.
Penalty kicks.
Your first touch of the soccer ball in the game is a penalty kick. Oh, and by the way, if you miss it, the whole country is going to attack you. They're going to slander you. And also, it's not a big pressure spot or anything. It's like, bro, what?
Yes. Oh, my God.
Why do teams do this, bro? Imagine, like, baseball analogy. You bring your closer in, bases loaded. but no warm up. Yeah, right out there. Your first pitch is the actual at bat. What do you think's gonna happen?
Versus the 4-hole hitter.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that's hit 60 home runs this year. Yeah, go ahead.
Get clean up.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh, and if you give up any runs, we lose the World Series. Like, why do teams do this? And I bring it back to the NBA Finals. I don't understand why you are running these guys out there. I don't care if they were good in January. I don't care. Also, Kleber, he's been hurt.
Yes, yeah, he is hurt.
And he's coming in. Yeah, and he is hurt. And that could be a reason why he's not shooting well. I totally understand it. I had a take going into the finals. I'm like, yo, what if KP comes in and fucks everything up? Because Boston's been playing so well. You integrate him into it. It was how people were saying Randall not being with the Knicks. No, I didn't think it was an issue because Randall got hurt in February.
Yeah.
So they got acclimated without him. Now, KP came back and went ballistic in game 1 and played well in game 2. So that take was wrong. But the thought process was, yo, you can't ask someone that hasn't played to just be inserted into the lineup.
Yeah.
And now you want it to be productive. I don't think that's how it works.
Especially not in these situations of, we've been playing high pressure moments for a month and you haven't. That's no disrespect to you. It's just you haven't had to deal with it. So now to drop them back in, 1,000% correct. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why we always have been like, no Julius Randle, cool. It takes the pressure off because whatever reason, the Knicks, man, Julius Randle, he messes that chemistry up sometimes in the playoffs because he has to get his touches too. And that's just been, it's kind of just been the thing that's separated you guys, you know what I mean, over the last few years. This year, without having him and those other guys being able to just do whatever they had to do to win the game, I feel like that's the reason why you guys got so hot and started making that run.
No, I'm with you, man. I think if Randall would have got hurt game 80 of 82,
bigger difference.
Way more of a difference.
Yeah.
Like KP getting hurt when the playoffs started, that could have been devastating.
Yeah.
Because you've been expecting a certain thing from your roster that now you're not going to have that.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a fascinating discussion, and I see a lot of teams do this. So it's weird. But again, what do I know? Apparently nothing. I want to ask you a couple things, and shouts to Rebet. Rebet is the first social sports book, peer-to-peer betting. It's been a thing that I've been super passionate about. They're a sponsor of the show. Use promo code VM. They will match your deposit. $100. They'll give you $100. We've given out some money in May to members of the Patreon. Shout out to all of you. Do you think the finals are over?
Game 3 is the finals. Charles Barkley and legends have always say a series doesn't start until a road team wins a game. Well, Boston held serve. If Dallas is able to get one, the conversation, you chip away at confidence. You know what I mean? Not most recently, but when you think back to the Mavericks, when the Mavericks were in their first finals versus the Heat, and they go up 2-0.
Yeah.
To then lose that finals in 6. Miami Heat get hot, win 4 straight. You know what I mean? Can it happen? Sure. And that series looked horrible. Like, Dallas was killing Miami. And then all of a sudden, Dwayne Wade turned into Flash. And then that was who he was moving forward. So it isn't over, but the others are going to have to play better. But Kyrie Irving has to give them 25 to 30 a game. Because Luka, like we said, Luka is going to get his 35. He's going to get between 30 and 40 points. They've got to find that extra 10 to 15 points a game, and that's what they've been struggling with.
I'm trying to pull up now to see because that was the first series I remember actually betting on in basketball. My dad and I had bet the Heat. Yo, crazy bet, bro. There was no social media back then.
Yeah.
We parlayed the Heat to win the finals with Italy to win the World Cup.
Oh, my God. And you got it, bro.
We got them both. Right. Yeah. We got them both.
Whoa.
It was a very nice summer. I will leave it at that. Because back then there were no legal sports books, so everything was under the table. So we don't want to have the feds come lurking back and be like, hey, man, remember 20 years ago what happened? So, oops. The reason why I bring that up is I wonder if the format was different.
Yeah, it was 2-3-2. So now it's back to 2-2-1-1.
which I prefer.
The finals I don't. I liked it when it was we both get, because we're both champions. We both won our conference. So give us both, you know what I mean? You might, so you're the better team, you're the overall seed, you get game 6 and 7. We'll give you that. But we get that 3 games in the middle where it's like a series could be won and lost on that second tier team's home. I always liked that. I did like the 2-3-2.
I don't know. I kind of like 2-2-1-1-1 because, bro, having 6 and 7 at home is such an advantage for you.
It is.
Whereas if I steal, say it's 2-2 and we go back to Boston, and I steal game 5 and I'm Dallas, well, I could close it out at home.
Yeah, if Dallas was the one, yeah.
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 As opposed to, now I got to win twice in Boston. Like,
Yeah.
So it depends who you're a fan of too.
Yeah.
Like if you're a Celtic fan, you're like, nah, I want game 6 and 7 at home. So it's interesting, man. But that was the finals that I was talking about. And the reason why I asked that, because if you go to Rebet right now, I think I'm not into like shit is rigged. You know, I'm not into shit is rigged. I find it hard to believe that the NBA is going to let this be a clean, not sweep, but I don't think it's going to go 3-0.
Who's officiating game 3? Nick?
Is it official?
I don't know, but if I see Scott Foster,
NBA,
know.
you got to make the call, bro.
I know which way we're leaning.
The extender, that's what they call it.
Whatever the over under is, whatever the point spread is, we're going that way, baby.
Yeah.
100%. Not a question.
At the 6-minute mark of the first quarter,
We know what it is.
Drew and Brown have 2 fouls each. You'll know exactly what's good. Let's go, baby.
How deep are you, Celtics?
Yeah, let's see now. And then KP gets ruled out because, one thing we didn't mention is he got hurt towards the end of the game, too.
Yes, he did.
And it didn't look that good.
Yeah.
It didn't look that good.
They said he should be okay. But
And he said that. He's like, I'm going to die out there before they pull me. But, hey, man, sometimes your body can't. Your body just can't.
Sometimes you die.
So the way I'm approaching this, the Mavs right now are plus 610 to win the finals.
Okay.
I don't like that. I'm already financially invested from April
Yeah.
on Luka for MVP at 18-1, which, I mean, Kyrie hasn't given them anything. If the Mavs do win, that's hitting.
Finals MVP?
Yeah, finals MVP.
Finals
Yeah,
MVP.
finals MVP.
Okay.
And then I also have an 18-1 on the Mavs to win the finals, right?
Yeah.
I think the Mavs win game 3. I'm like overly convinced the NBA is not going to let this shit end in 4 or 5 games.
They still haven't even released all the new movie previews yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten no new sneaker commercial. Like, bro, the NBA is not going out like that. The conference finals,
There's too much money to be made.
the conference finals and the finals, 10 days in between, 9 days?
Yeah.
Listen, they're going to call, yo, Scott, you got to do what you got to do, bro. Yeah, but what about all these betting scales? Don't worry.
Just don't make it look obvious.
Yeah. Drew's going to pick up 2 quick fouls at home. Right? We know the role players are going to hit all these threes now. Dallas is going to go like 18 of 40 from 3. Not toward date numbers. They're actually going to shoot well. And like, yo, guarantee you, a Drew, or a Tatum are going to have 2 fouls in the first quarter. Can we bet on that? Rebet. Can we bet on that? I want to bet on that. It's a guarantee, especially even if it's not Scott Foster. If it's Scott Foster, 2 of the 3 are going to have 2 fouls each. But if it ain't, bro, it's going to happen. They're not. I don't think the NBA is going to let them go out like that. I think if KP is hurt, I think it's a great thing for Dallas. Don't want to wish injury on anyone. But he did.
That resets the series,
yeah,
for sure.
Because he's such a. Also, the shots that he alters.
Yes.
And Dallas, I think, was like the #1 team in alley oops.
Yes.
Like alley oops get you fired up.
Well, but think about it. If KP goes down, even for a game and a half, now Gafford comes back in. Now, what's it?
Lively.
Lively. Thank you. Lively now gets a little bit more lively. 100%. That injury changes everything, and that starts to look more like a Knicks situation where, everything looked great, and then someone got hurt, and now the whole makeup of the series is different. It's altered. Really interesting. That's true.
So how do you feel about Game 3, man?
Like I said, if Scott Foster's out there, I know which way we're going. But it literally, like I said, it literally just comes down to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has to play on an MVP level. And I said on my show last week, honestly, like I thought if the Mavericks were going to win, I felt like Kyrie Irving was going to be the Finals MVP. I didn't think it was going to be Luka because Luka was going to be Luka, but I felt like Kyrie Irving was going to hit big shots, maybe game winners, and have the moment, maybe more moments in the series than Luka. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think they win though.
It's clear that Boston is the better team, and also Boston just all year. I heard this statistic that entering the finals, teams that have lost 20 games or less in NBA history are like 13-1. And the combination is regular season and playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Less than 20 losses. Because they're like 78-20, I think.
That's crazy.
And it just goes to show you just how good of a team they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I do think there's a part of me that wants to bet the Celtics as a hedge in Game 3. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on that, hope the Mavs win. I expect the Mavs to win Game 3, and then maybe I could hedge and take the Celtics Game 4, probably get like plus 105, plus 110. That's what they got it right now for Game 3 on rebet, and then do that approach. Because I'm not, you know me, I don't cash out.
No, you don't cash out.
I mean, cashing out is 3 condom sex. That's not what we're doing. All right? And there's
who out here is really putting on 3 condoms is all I really want.
People that cash out their bets. That's who does it. They want to feel extra safe. That's what cashing out bets is. You shouldn't.
I'm not feeling a thing.
You shouldn't. Yeah, you want no repercussions. Whatever it is you're into, if that's your thing, cool. But that's what cashing out bets is.
There it is.
Now, there's ways that you can hedge. That's different than cashing out bets. Cashing out bets, it's devaluing your ticket, right? It tells you, yeah, we're giving you this much money because we think you have an amazing bet. That's why we're offering you this money. Now, when you cash out, you lose leverage. When you hedge, you can gain leverage, and then whatever happens, you can walk away with the same amount of money, potentially.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain situations, like I'll tell you a hedge that I made prior to this series that I might end up losing, and then I get fucked on both ends, which also happens when you try to hedge. I bet the Celtics to win in 7 at plus 430.
Oh, okay.
My logic was, all right, if it gets to a 7th game, I have my plus 1,800 on the Mavs.
Yeah.
The Celtics money line in that game will probably be minus 200. But if I bet this prop now at plus 430,
yeah, you're still winning.
Regardless of the outcome, I'm going to hit for $900 the way I bet it.
Yeah.
Now, the way things look through 2 games, I'm probably going to be down 400 because of the Celtics having the 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Who knows what. But I'd rather do that than cash out my bet, because before the finals started, they gave me $350 on my $50 bet to
cash out
for the Mavs and for Luka. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Letting it rock.
Letting it ride.
And it might end up being a loser. And like I said, the hedging might get me fucked on both sides.
Yeah.
But I prefer that as opposed to cashing out. Because if it does get to 7,
you won.
Yeah.
There's no ties. So
there's no ties.
I'm going to win on one of these. No, that's fair.
So that's sort of sports betting 101. What I always prefer to do, what I always look to do.
Yeah. It depends on the number.
No, for sure.
Depends on the numbers, how many condoms I'm wearing.
But listen, man, look, I literally just had this conversation with my friend Rick. Shouts to Rick. He was asking me about how do I feel about cash outs. And like jokingly, I was like, it's 3 condom betting and all that. But he was like, yo, don't you feel like everyone has a number? I'm like, sure. if I have a ticket, say I put $100 and I pick Final Four, college football, World Cup, Champions League, NBA Finals, and now I need the Bengals to win the Super Bowl.
We out.
And it's $100 to win $500,000.
Yeah.
The cash out is $180,000. I'm gonna cash out.
Okay.
Because that is life-altering money.
Yes.
Listen, man, for some people, $350 might be.
Yeah.
I'm super humbled and grateful that $300 is not gonna change much.
We're gonna pay a bill.
Yeah, we pay the bills anyway. Can I buy another pair of sneakers? I could do that. But it's not life-altering.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cash out a bet and it's gonna give you $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 and you could go buy a house, yeah, bro, cash out. I'm not gonna make fun of you. Even if you end up winning it, even if the Bengals go on to win, it's like, shit, man, I cashed out. I could have had another 300. Nah, it's cool.
I'm cool.
That's cool. Because I'm going to buy a crib, I'll buy a car, whatever it is, I'll pay off my debt. Like, it needs to be life fucking altering for me to cash out my bets.
I had, on the Masters, I had Tiger Woods at, I think, plus 10,000. And I was like, listen, if Tiger is anywhere in the top 10 and they give me, $3,000 on this $20, $30 bet, yeah, I'm taking the money. Unfortunately, Tiger Woods did not perform well in said Masters, but the money was high enough where it was like, this was a $30 bet. It was $30. $30 win 30 grand? Come on. I'm out. I'm out at 5,000, Nick. I'm out. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Yeah, sure. Again, that's your number.
It's a solid number.
Yeah.
$30 to $5 grand. I won.
That's a good flip.
I will still be happy with Tiger if he wins. If I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, Tiger, you still got me there. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Enough about the NBA. Let's talk some football news. Justin Jefferson got PAID.
Yes.
Big time.
Yes, he did.
Well deserved.
Yes.
I think for about a season and a half now, he's been the clear number one wide receiver in football.
Yes.
I would go back to 16-1 to win Offensive Player of the Year 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've only picked the last two Offensive Players of the Year, 16 and 20-1 odds, and like people just talk about other shit that don't really matter.
Who we got this year?
It's either Saquon or Chase.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, because of the number again.
Because I think they're going to be the best players offensively this year.
You think Saquon?
Bro, Saquon Barkley is...
Saquon going to get hurt. It is what it is.
Well, that's why he's priced at 40-1. But if you look at the player, the situation, and the role...
For sure.
He's going to have the McCaffrey year that McCaffrey had last year. He is the perfect running back for that system, is the best offensive line he's ever been in. Mm-hmm. It's the best team he's ever been on. Mm-hmm. He's never going to see 8 guys in the front because they got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard. You got the read option with Jalen Hurts. And everyone is saying the big knock on the videos that I put out about Barkley, because I've been talking about this from the moment he went to Philly. I'm like, holy shit, he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. It's going to spite me because he went to the one team I hate the most as a Giants fan. Even though I'm happy that he left, like, I'd rather not give him that money because the team has so many issues.
Yeah.
But you got to stop looking at he's going to get hurt. That, to me, that's the wrong approach. He is the right player, right system, right team. Amazing number at 40-1 to win Offensive Player of the Year.
No, good number.
And everyone is talking about, well, Hurts is going to, and Matty Betts, shouts to Matty. We were talking about it because he's an Eagles fan. He's like, bro, I haven't thought about that. He's like, I love that fucking number. He's like, I'm a better right now. And he sent me a screenshot of it. He's like, yeah, I wasn't kidding. Like, he got back to Florida and he bet it. Everyone is talking about how many touchdowns Jalen Hurts is going to steal from Barkley because of the,
push to
all that, the Philly special, whatever they call it, the Philly brotherly shove.
Brotherly shove.
My counter to that is, Jalen Hurts gets the shit kicked out of him every time he does that.
Yeah.
You saw how his play declined. Well, now you got this stud running back. Maybe he takes half those touchdowns.
Or just takes them back. Yeah.
Before you know it, Barkley got 20 touchdowns and close to 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Yeah. still in my other point was still in the same division too. So it's not as if you're moving to a new situation, moving to a new team, mind you, but not like, oh, I have to relearn these new people over here. Like, you still know the Cowboys, you still know, and now you really know the Giants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's everything with Saquon always has come down to health. So I don't mean that in a negative way in terms of, oh, hope he doesn't get hurt, but that's been the bugaboo on him.
Do you know how the 3 condoms thing started? All jokes aside.
Okay, all right.
It started because of Christian McCaffrey in fantasy football.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a friend of mine, shouts to Impy. Impy used to be on the show. He had Christian McCaffrey in 2019 when he had that crazy year with the Panthers. Mm-hmm. And then he traded it to me, right? And we ended up meeting in the finals, and I beat him in the finals.
Oh.
The very next year, he was like, yo, who should I take number 1? I'm like, bro, Christian McCaffrey is the best fantasy football player right now. He takes him, he gets hurt, right? The next year, takes him again, gets hurt. The year after that, he goes to San Fran, which was last year.
Yo, take him.
Yo, who should I take number 1? You're not going to like my answer. Bro, I'm not taking him. He gets hurt. 3 condoms, you want to be extra safe.
Yeah.
When he's clearly the best player in fantasy football is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Catches, runs, scores touchdowns.
Big runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has your 60-yard runs.
Yeah.
That's like, and if it's a touchdown, that's like 12 points. Mm-hmm. And if it's a catch, it's 13 if you're playing full PPR.
Yeah. And
I think Barkley has the same year Christian McCaffrey had last year. And if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Yeah. That's why he's probably priced at 40-1. I also think it's a mispricing. I think he should be closer to 20-1. DeAndre Swift had a big year last year. Now you have Barkley over there. But we got super sidetracked, all because Justin Jefferson got paid and because he won Offensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago, and I was on that, and then McCaffrey last year. So I'm going for the hat trick, right? We're going for 3 straight. Justin Jefferson, I mean, just justified, right? Got big money. It's the right deal for him. Doesn't seem to be a headache off the field. Hopefully it's not the Antonio Brown thing now where, like, bro, AB was perfect, and then he got paid, and then the craziness started. Mm-hmm. Michael Thomas was the same thing.
Yeah.
Thomas,
injuries started with Michael Thomas.
Yeah, but also, like, the whole kind of got at Drew Brees a little bit, kind of just all the...
I don't remember too much off field with him.
Well, remember Drew Brees...
Definitely not Antonio Brown.
No. Antonio Brown was great.
And then he wasn't.
And then he wasn't. Yeah. But it also coincided with him getting paid.
Yes.
So, like, sometimes... I heard this good analogy from Cam. They were talking about rappers. And it's like sometimes you're great until you get paid, and then you start to spiral because now you have things that you haven't been able to have before.
Yeah.
And then there's other guys that are shitty until they get paid, and it changes their life for a positive. Like, bro, I've talked about this with the NBA guys last couple of weeks that have been coming out and saying, you know, I feel depressed, my mental health and all that. And, you know, it's mental health month, June, male's mental health month. And I don't knock that. I've had those issues too. I've also never had $20 million a year where I personally, as Nick Day is talking, I can't sympathize with you when you're making that kind of money and you're telling me that you're depressed. Me personally, I can't.
You got to really be depressed.
But because, Kyrie came out, Jalen Williams came out, mm-hmm. Josh Hart, like, it's hard for us to be unhappy when we're making millions of dollars playing a kid's game. Not verbatim, but along the lines. So it's like...
be depressed being a bus driver in the middle of New York City. And
dude, I was fucking depressed when I was making $400 a week, waking up at 2:30 in the morning to flip eggs. And I was working with my dad, so how much should I have been making? Probably less if it wasn't for working with my dad.
Oh, okay. Dad was hooking it up.
No, dad took care of me. But I'm saying, like, I got tips and whatnot, but... Yeah. That's
depression.
Yeah.
that's where's the hope?
Bro, like
$20 million is a lot of hope.
There's a lot of hope there, man.
Yeah.
So
it's fair.
Just having that conversation, and I hope with Justin Jefferson, look, he's gonna get now. He has a lot more attention because you're an amazing player when you're making $4 million against the cap. Now you're gonna be making 30 plus. Now there's more expectations. But I think the talent is there, and everyone has seen it. Like, the dude came into the league immediately. Bro, last year he had 1,000 yards, and he missed like 7 games.
Yes.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
It's craziness. And then what happens now is he sets the new market, which everyone expected. Either him or Chase, whoever was going to get paid first, was going to set the new market for wide receivers.
Yeah.
But we were talking before we started recording how now Tyreek Hill wants a new deal. And what was it that you said? Because I loved it.
I don't remember now. Well, mainly, I mean, the biggest thing is Tyreek Hill. Like, there's no more money. Like, there's no more money. You're $30 million on the cap hit as it is.
You just got paid like 18 months ago.
There's no more money.
Yeah.
You can't come back to me asking for more money or this isn't good enough or I'm going to threaten to sit out when you just signed a great deal. Great deal. Your receiving counterpart, Jalen Waddle, who preambled this other contract, just signed a big deal. Like, there's no more money. Like, it sucks because, you know, do football players need more money? They do. When you look at the NBA and you look at how much money these guys are making and can command, football players definitely need more money. But at the same time, they have a hard cap. I feel like the NFL should have a softer cap or have a luxury tax, and it would actually help the league in some ways because, like, we can't pay you more money. Like, it's physically, I physically can't. Like, our team is going, like, you don't see that the team is going to die. If I give you $5 million more, this team will die. Like, we will be trashed because this guy will have to leave and this guy will have to leave. So it's like, sometimes I feel like, dudes, everybody wants to just be so crabs in the barrel and steal more money. And it's like, you want more money, but do you want to win? If you don't want to win, just say that and we'll give you the money. But I don't want to hear, we ain't got enough, but you got $40 million.
I really think that outside of quarterback, no one wants to win as much.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with it. You want more money. I get it. And I understand. And also, you're like in that echelon of receiver that, you know, it's not Darius Slayton asking for, you know.
It is Tyreek Hill.
Right. Dude almost had 2,000 receiving yards.
Legit.
He
was right there.
Yeah.
He was right there the last couple weeks.
And also, let's be honest, guy has 10 kids. So he needs to make more money.
He got child support forever.
He's going to have some bills to pay. So I get it. No state tax in Florida. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Nevada. No state tax. Amazing. But I think that's a big part of it too, man. And if you're Tyreek Hill, you're like, yo, bro, I'm closing in on, I think he's 30 or he might be over 30.
He's 30.
It's like, I don't know how much, once my speed goes,
yeah,
I probably have like 2 more years of apex predator.
Full burst.
Yeah. Like 4.0840, whatever the fuck he's running.
He's 4.3.
Yeah, but like it seems
something.
like
yeah,
that shit. Like, Usain Bolt might have some competition.
Yeah, his 4.3 does look different. I will say that.
But the thing that frustrates me, and I feel like if you were a GM, and I'm working on getting a GM to come on the show because there's so many questions I want to ask him. Going back to when we were talking about the draft and just like some of these conversations, like if I'm a GM and you're the wide receiver, right, and I give you your new deal, I give you $30 million. You're the number one most expensive wide receiver in the league. You're happy. I'm happy. You're producing for me. Then next year, fucking Mike comes in, and now he's the new wide receiver. You know you're better than Mike. We know you're better than Mike. What happens is, yo, I need more money than Mike.
Yeah.
And then me as a GM, I was like, bro, we were just in these meetings for 3 weeks. We finally got this deal. Now you're going to hold out?
Everybody was happy.
But it becomes frustrating. I can imagine for the team because it's like, all right, we finally signed Josh. He was a headache until we got him paid. But now, shit, man, this new guy, it was a shit that happened with Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson got that contract, it fucked up the QB market for every other team.
Yep.
That's why Lamar's deal took so long because Lamar and his team was like, bro, this guy got all these issues off the field. I've been spotless.
I've been a saint.
Yeah, I've been way more productive than him. And this guy got fully guaranteed? Like, yeah, we're going to have to talk. So sometimes it's the other teams, it's the other players that kind of fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. 1,000%. And resetting the market isn't always the best thing. Like you were saying before, when you reset that market, the next person wants it. You know what I mean? Even if they're not you. And that's the thing that sucks is like, you know, I might not be you or you might not be him, but the next person, because like you said, Jamar Chase is going to have to get his contract now. CeeDee Lamb's going to have to get, and neither of those guys are, well, I would say Jamar Chase is on the same level of Justin Jefferson.
I'd put Lamb in there too, man.
CeeDee Lamb ain't that dude. He be disappearing in too many big moments. Now, some of that could just be Cowboy factor, and this also could be some Cowboy hate. Shout out to my Redskins. But, you know, at the same time, CeeDee Lamb, like, I'm never, like, so afraid of CeeDee Lamb, if that makes sense. Like, I'm worried about Justin Jefferson. I'm worried about Tyreek Hill. I'm worried about Jamar Chase. CeeDee Lamb is, like, more or less, he's death by 1,000 cuts, I feel like.
I don't know if I agree, bro.
Okay.
I think CD has been...
Could just be some Cowboy hate. That's fine.
It could be. And, yo, this happens also, too. It could be the Cowboy hate. It could be the Cowboy letdown, which he becomes a part of, right? Like, what do you have, two catches in the first half of that Packer game?
Yeah.
But how much of that is the quarterback? How much of that is the coach? How much of it is... He really was the only main factor. Like, yo, he had having this conversation about CD this time last year... Probably agree with you more.
Yeah.
But coming off the year that he had,
he had that great end. I will say that. Because what did he have, like 10 straight games with a touchdown or something like that? It was something crazy.
He was going bananas.
It was something crazy like that.
I mean, the one game he had against Detroit where he just had like almost over 200 yards, I think.
Yeah.
Like he's in that echelon too, man. And I wonder if, you know, they line him up a lot more on the inside and get him matched up. But that's just scheming. That's not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. So... I think he's in that combo for sure, man. And look, I don't like Dallas either, but he's dope. You know, he has my nickname. Everyone calls me Lamb back home in New York. And I wanted to get that jersey, but I was like, I can't eat a Cowboy. You got to leave the NFC East, and then I'll get that jersey. But I think him and Chase are going to get paid again. Are going to get paid, actually, I should say. They're holding out, and you should, yo. Anytime it comes to football contracts, I like to pride myself on being self-aware. I know that I sound like a hypocrite because I don't want to pay running backs, but I want the running back to get paid. I don't want my team to pay him. But, yo, get your money, man.
Yeah.
Totally get your money. I reference Will Blackman all the time. He told me, he's like, bro, you got to be pro player. Because I signed a $50 million deal with 22 of it guaranteed. I blow my ACL in December. Well, the next year they're cutting me after.
Yeah.
And it's cutthroat, bro.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse because as a fan, no other league can you go worst to first quicker than the NFL.
Yeah.
See that shit all the time.
All the time. Every year.
Every year you see it.
Yeah.
Or a team that didn't make the playoffs all of a sudden wins the Super Bowl. You're like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
So it's a gift and a curse. That's why the contracts aren't fully guaranteed. But I think going back to Justin Jefferson, he's going to have a lot to do this year because got a rookie quarterback coming in, and you're going to need to produce from him. And now there's going to be expectation.
Yeah.
Because if he's like wide receiver 23 after a month in fantasy, people are going to be livid. Not because of like fantasy with the wide receivers, especially, it kind of correlates to like your real production.
Yeah.
Right? Where like, you know, for the longest time, I'm trying to think, like, Big Ben wasn't a number one quarterback in fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted him on your team.
Yeah. Because you knew what he was going to be.
Right. But with the wide receiver, it was something where, all right, if you're a top wide receiver in fantasy, it means that you're productive on the field.
That's true. Okay.
So there's a lot of expectations now, man.
Yep.
Ton of expectations.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Think it's a good place to wrap. Good?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Let's do it. Tell the people where they can find you.
Man, Josh Williams, the American Fan 365, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. Go follow the show, like, share, and subscribe. Like and share Veterans Minimum. I do have to say, because you laughed at the clip, and we can get out on that. I do have to say that. Yeah, man, jiu-jitsu. You get me down, I'm biting. I'm pinching, Nick. This is your moment to get back at me.
That ain't gonna save you, bro. Once this gets wrapped up,
Nick,
wrap.
so like if I like bite the hell out of your leg, I'm biting it like it's a T-bone steak. Now I am a horrible person for doing so, but I'm getting back on my feet, Nick. I'm sorry. It's either my feet or it's your foot in my mouth. One of the two is gonna happen. This is a real fight.
Have you ever rolled?
No, I don't do that. I don't fight. I've told you I can't fight. I can't. Like, now granted, I can throw a punch, but if you hit me, I'm probably going down. It's just the way it's gonna happen. I had to finish with that.
Yeah, no,
sorry. I had to finish with that.
I'll say this.
Okay.
I think people like you, I have a lot of friends like you.
Okay.
You have no idea, bro. You have no idea. Bro, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've been training for like 4.5 years.
Yeah, years.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And there are times where I feel hopeless. Now imagine you not knowing what you're doing.
At all.
At all.
Yeah.
And you'll get violated by someone like me on the mat.
Yeah.
Or like in a street fight.
Yeah.
Now, I've never gotten into a fight. You know, just pretty passive, even to this day. Even that I know that I could do shit, very passive, bro.
Yeah.
But, yo, you have no clue. I have a friend of mine back home. He's a cop. And I was like, yo, let's just like wrestle, bro. He's like, yo, I'd be good. I was like, okay, let's just do it. You would think I was fucking Islam Makhachev, bro. Just fucking ragdolling this dude. I'm telling you, man, it's the craziest. It's the crazy. I've seen some clips of like people call in jiu-jitsu like a superpower.
Okay.
Or like MMA like a superpower. And it's like, because everyone thinks that you could throw a punch.
Yeah.
I guarantee you probably don't even know how to throw a punch.
Who, me?
Like a proper way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I'm sure.
And look, I'm not no fucking MMA fighter by any means, and I've never claimed to. That's why, like, when we always have those conversations about like celebrity fights and super fights. Like, I would never want to disrespect the arts at all. I'd love to do like a jiu-jitsu competition, maybe like a one-on-one against another podcaster. I think that'd be dope.
That actually would be
do like a
cool.
fundraiser or some shit. Someone's gonna get darsed because it's gonna happen. But besides that, like, I would never want to have an MMA fight. Like, bro, there's
levels to this.
There's amateurs that have had no fights yet that would fuck you up.
1,000%. Oh, trust me. There's regular people that would mess me up.
Yeah.
That's why on the court, I only talk to a certain point. If I see you get really angry, you got a course correct. We got to, we're good. We're all love, bro. We're all love. It's no problem.
Yeah, nah, it's something I always laugh at. Like, even one time at the studio, this one friend of ours was in there. He was talking about like, yo, dude, if I get angry, I'm like, yeah, okay. Cool. No problem. You can get angry.
Biting and pinching. That's all I've got.
All that. That's only going to make the person that actually knows what they're doing
really, really bad.
Even more frustrated. Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll get you on the mat one day, bro.
No, not happening. If Jamal Hill can't get me out there, I promise you Nick Diaz still can't get me out there.
That's fair. That's fair. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum on all social media outlets. You know what the outlets are. I'm not going to repeat them. Go there, subscribe, like, review. Leave a comment. Tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your grandmother. Listen, a lot of people be degenning, bro. You might as well come here, right? And as far as I go, at Nick Diaz 10 everywhere. We'll catch you guys next time.
In his element, I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.